reality of open source comes down to a couple of different things. One is it's a reality, right? I mean, open source is being widely used in the federal government today, regardless if it's being labeled as such. Many commercial products right now are fundamentally using open databases like MySQL or Postgres, right, as a mechanism of the commercial applications they already own, as well as a wide range of utilities and functionality that's just a basis for what's being marketed to them, right? JBoss is widely used, as well as different components of the from the Java world that are basically open source and managed that way. So the reality is it's already here. It's just a matter of how do you manage it properly. The second part of it clearly is going to be a function of cost. We're looking at the super committee that's currently coming up to the Thanksgiving deadline, and the reality of it is they're trying to trim $1.2 trillion out of our budget. Well, the federal government's only got a budget from an IT perspective of about $100 billion, right? But we got to figure, they're going to obviously be attacking that budget as well. So you have to find a way to be able to deliver the same capabilities with less resources, and open source is an interesting way to maybe approach that problem. We contribute in the open source environment through a couple of different products. One something called Subversion. And so Collabnet is a sponsor of Subversion. We have a number of people that contribute to Subversion overall. We support it, and we have been doing so for the last 12 years. So as an open source provider with the Subversion product set, we provide software configuration management to the community today. So there are about 5 million users of that product around the world. The other part of it is the components that we tie together, the pieces that we use to create our TeamForge product, are all based on open source as well. So the concept behind what we're bringing to the marketplace and what we're ultimately delivering to the federal government, whether it be DISA, Health and Human Services, Department of Homeland Security, right? All of these folks are using our products primarily to be able to leverage open source at the lowest possible cost, but be able to make sure they can secure the environments they're working in. There's really two different pieces of that question. One is, are you looking for an open source solution to do a specific task? If that's the case, there are lots of different solutions that are out there in the marketplace. Be cautious of where you go to get it, right? In other words, make sure you trust the site. But if you're looking for something to do a specific task or a certain function, there are a lot of different options that are out there for you. If you're looking to really change the way that your organization does business, though, from an enterprise perspective, you really need to take a look at a number of different things. One is you need to take a look at ultimately scalability and where that product's been used in an enterprise environment. There are a lot of open source solutions that are out there. You just need to make sure you find one that's tried and true, right? Red Hat's a great example of that. On the other side of that, we have a need for us to also secure and be able to manage this open source IP in our environments. So make sure that you understand what the source of it is, what the community is, and how viable that community is to support that product going forward before committing to it completely. And the last part I would say is fundamentally make sure that it's usable, right? Make sure that that product that you're getting is something that everybody in the organization can use from an enterprise perspective, meaning there's support for it, meaning that there's training available for it, and ultimately that it's easy enough to use that somebody can physically actually use it.